Hi guys. Excuse me. Welcome back. Yoga with Mary. You'll probably need a wee block today. It doesn't have to be as chunky as this. It can be slightly flatter ones. You could also use a rolled up blanket or a couple of books. Would be fine. Hope you've been keeping well. Washing your hands. Let's get ready to do some yoga. So we'll lie down carefully, knees bent, feet on our mat, adjust your bottom. You slowly, carefully lower down. Take a moment there to adjust your shoulders. Extend your legs away. If that suits you, remember if it doesn't suit you, and keep your knees bent. You can roll your arms out. I think we've lost the last of the summer now. Take a moment to adjust where and when you need to. And initially just have whatever kind of breath comes naturally to you. We have our 10 breaths. I breathe in. I breathe out. 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 Take a moment just to spread it through the toes of feet. Reaching the two arms up and back for that full body stretch. Just the shoulders as you go, of course. Bring the legs a little bit more together now, adjusting the lower back. Stretch out through the fingers, the palms. Remember, you don't have to bring the hands down. You can keep the arms straight and not worry about touching the ground, or if you're working with a sore shoulder, keep the arms nice and broad. Don't lock the knees now. Inhale, exhale, hands to your heart, and release them alongside the body. Carefully bending the right leg, foot to your mat, the left leg, foot to your mat, adjust the lower back there. Remember, get the two thumbs in at the crease, the tops of your legs. It's just a good habit to get into. Send the bottom forward and down, bring the knees in, slide the thumbs out, popping the hands upon the knees or behind, whatever feels right. Allow yourself that little bit of movement. Every kind of movement comes naturally to you. Okay, one hand on each leg, draw the knees out wide, keeping the feet relaxed, and draw them back together again. Draw the knees out wide, keeping the feet, the lower legs fully relaxed. Allow yourself a wee bit of movement there. Draw them back together again. 2 knees apart, out wide, keeping the feet relaxed. I'm just going to keep the knees here where they are, slide the hands down now so you're just about holding on to the shins. Keep the feet relaxed, keep the feet apart. Begin to now just have a little bit more movement where you're sending your knees forward and wide, and you kind of really feel that you're working a bit more on it. My hands now are kind of closer to my front ankles or lower shins even, shall we say. Now engage your pelvic floor here. Soften the shoulders and the elbows, keep them relaxed. Lovely. Slowly does it. Bringing the knees back together, have that little bit of movement that you feel you need or want. 2 legs up. It's too much to straighten them. Got a slight bend, even a deep bend. Heels away. You can even kind of take a moment to pulse them if you wish. We're going to take the 2 legs apart wide. Now, anybody's working with sore back, you can bend your knees here and soften this a little. You know, don't go so kind of far into it perhaps. If you can, we are going to straighten those legs, but we are going to support our legs. So we're going to have our hands either inside, holding onto the thighs, or outside, either. Heels away, shoulders relaxed, lower back on your mat. Okay, hands to the outside, bringing the legs together, bending the knees, taking a moment. Let's go back into a cobbler, Baddha Konasana, so the 2 knees are apart wide, arms are inside, and you're holding on the front of feet or ankles. Now you could stay lying down if you're working with a neck or upper back issue. If you can, raise your head and chest, and then begin to press the feet together. Soften those elbows. Knees wide and forward, feet are low, close to your groin, close to your mat, pelvic floor. Knees together, lower down. Have it a moment. 2 legs up, 2 legs wide. Support the legs, bend the knees if you need to. Heels away. Don't be gripping your legs so much that you're cutting off your circulation, mind you. So kind of take it easy there with a grip, with the support. We have the hands to the outside, legs together, bend the knees, having a moment. Okay, coming back up into your cobbler. Remember, you can stay lying down or stay with the head and shoulders down if you need to. Knees wide, holding on to the front of the shins or ankles. Raising the head and chest. Take a moment now. We're all different what we're going to do next here, so you're going to change that to suit yourself. If you can, the first 2 fingers in your right hand are going to hold onto your right big toe. You're going to have the right leg up and the right leg out. Now this is strong work, so if that's too much for you, you can hold on to the outer edge of the leg instead. You can bend the knee and you can stay lying down. So you have a couple of choices there, choose what's right for you. Left side, try to really ground down to the left. You'd be better maybe with your left hand on your shin now. Keep that leg active as well. Okay, bend the knee, lower down, 2 knees bent. Alright, got the other side to do, so 2 knees wide, arms inside, holding on the front of the feet or ankles. Slowly lift up into your cobbler or Baddha Konasana, but this is a lying down, a supine version, remember? We'll be doing the seated version later on. So, if you can, left side, left hand, first 2 fingers round big toe, left leg up, left leg out. So ground down to the right. Now remember, you can have your hand on the outer edge of your leg, you can rest your head down, you can bend your knee if you wish. Don't let that lower back lift, it's quite often you see a big round in here, we don't want that. Slowly does it as you release, lowering down, bending the knees, soft rock, even a soft roll with the head from side to side there. Just kind of ease out the neck. Any movement you have with your head and neck, always make it really kind of mindful, soft and careful. Just a simple twist from here. Keep the knees close to your chest there. If you can, roll the legs to the right. Have the feet slightly lifted. It's not just because the floor is absolutely freezing, but that definitely helps. Left arm, you can have it out at shoulder level. Now, those legs are nice and active where they are. We can have the 2 arms out perhaps. Shoulders are adjusted. The neck is naturally long and comfortable. You can either keep a nice neutral kind of gaze to sky, roll a little to the left, or even if need be, to the right. Take your time as you slowly come back to center. Little moment there, even bring the knees in, hands upon the knees. Roll them over to the left, knee on knee, foot on foot, having the feet slightly lifted. Shoulders are adjusted. You can have them out at shoulder level if that's okay with you. Neck naturally long. You can close your eyes here. You can gaze skywards, to the right, to the left, you choose. So let's relax what we can and work where we need to. Take your time as you slowly come back to center. Having a moment. Okay, now remember, any issues with your back, if you're new to class at all, roll to your right side and push yourself up. If you're familiar, if you know you're good to go, you can roll yourself up. I'm going to come around here, hands and knees in tabletop position. Okay, block towards the front of your mat. Take a moment now, nice firm foundation, shoulder width of the hands, spread out through the palms and fingers, knees and feet hip width. As you start with a couple of cat-cows, inhale. Head and tail, belly really soft. Exhale for your arch, the tail leads the way. Tail down, head down, crown down, strong arms. Inhale, lifting the tail, the heart, the gaze, the belly's relaxed and soft. Exhale to arch, so the tail lowers, the head relaxes down, the belly's lifting. One more like that. Inhale, lifting with the tail, the head and the heart. Don't drift the head back too far, keep it more natural. And just a nice kind of flat back, padding through the hands, or re-padding through the hands here. Anytime you wish. Downward facing dog, toes under knees of your mat and up you come. Take a wee look at the feet. Show hip width apart, hands are shoulder width. Allowing yourself a little bit of movement, a little sway or shimmy perhaps, to see what feels right. Sweatshirt is now dropping down over my face almost. Okie doke. Right leg of your man in the air, bend the knee, lift that knee high if that's okay. Be aware of your shoulders, upper arms. Right foot forward to the inside of the right hand and take your time getting there if you need it. Looking for the back knee to be off. Pause and breathe. Now remember, be aware of your back foot. The big toe, the ball of foot. Don't let that foot roll in because that'll hurt your knee in the long term. Control the back legs if you like a block. Have it close to your front foot, but leave a space. Remember, always think shoulder width and hip width. Left hand can cup around the block or on the ground. Lift up through the left arm as you turn to the right. Right arm up. Big toe ball of foot in both legs. Control the knee in the front. Float the right hand down. Block to the outside. Use it, stand it taller if you wish. Left heel back, heel comes down, toes are pointing out the left. Just slide that left heel a wee bit further back. Right knee's deeply bent, lift up through that right arm as you turn to the left, floating the left arm up. Slowly does it. You pivot on your back foot to lower the left hand, so you go round on the ball of the foot, that means. Pop the block out of the way, take your time, but when you're ready, we'll meet back in downward dog. Any kind of movement you feel you need or want in between, remember, here you get to choose. And left leg off your mat and in the air, bend the knee. Lift it high if you can with the foot relaxed. Be aware now of your upper arms, shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, left foot all the way forward to the inside of the left hand. Take a moment there. Pause and breathe. Remember, if it's too much to fully straighten that back leg, then you can bring it down. You can do a little bit of bend and straightening, or if you have to keep it bent, you have to keep it bent. So if you like a block, you have it close to the front foot, but remember, leave a space. Shoulder width, hip width. You cup your right hand around it. You lift up through the right arm. Don't let that back leg roll in. Keep the toes just ever so slightly pointing out. You turn to the left. Float the left arm up. Dial the left hand down. Pop the block to the outside of the foot. You might like it a little bit taller, cup the hand around it. Let the right heel come down, the back heel, so the toes point out to the right. The knee is deeply bent. Slide the heel a wee bit further back for those of you who can. Right arm floats up towards the sky. So when we dial this right hand down, you just kind of pivot on the ball of the foot, the big toe. You take a moment and then you go back to down dog. You can kind of tweak your knee in that position. You don't really want to, of course. That's why you just take time to kind of just move the foot. Okay, we're going to come into a plank position, so just drive or squirrel those feet a bit further back. Move your weight forward. Your wrists should be below your shoulders. Push away from the ground. Lift your belly strongly. Lift your thighs strongly. We're going to do a beginner side plank, but you can always have two straight legs if you wish. So we'll bring the right knee down and let the right foot go back. Left foot, the heel comes down, the inner foot comes down, but this top leg is straight and strong. We'll float the left hand up towards the sky, draw in through the belly. If you have a sore shoulder, you could always, if you had a sore shoulder on the lower side, you'd have to leave it out. But on the upper side, the hand could stay in the hip. Or I would like a little sideways stretch here. Sweep the left arm across the front of the belly, the chest, the face. Slowly, we'll dial the left hand back. Now you could go into a tabletop for a second, or you can go into a plank for a second. Going to do the other side, so the left knee will come down and the left foot will travel out to the left a little. Inner right foot comes down, top leg working strongly. Lower arm should be wrist below shoulder, hopefully. Right arm is reaching, floating up. Remember, you can change the position of this right hand if need be. Sweep it round across the belly, the chest. Okay, we'll just dial the right hand back, come to tabletop. We're going to have a soft pause or rest Sitting back to your heels just as much as you can. Take your knees a wee bit wider. Allow yourself a little bit of movement. You're going to just pause down. Remember, you can always rest your head on your hands or even elbows down. Head and hands. So you get to choose. Slowly begin to raise the head and chest. Slide my hands towards you. I'm going to take my sweatshirt off now because I've finally warmed up a little bit in this very cold room. Heating is on, but not so as you know it. Okay, now we're going to do a little Malasana garland pose. It's kind of easier version, looks like a frog. You may want your block now. Anyone with a really bad knee, you'd have to leave it out and go to a seated cobbler. Also, anyone with a pelvic floor issue, you'd be advised to leave it out. Bear that in mind. So, we'll feet about hip width apart. Curl the toes under. Now, I'm going to just put the block on my heels today, just for demonstration purposes. Maybe tweak with it there. The kind of, the ones that are more like an A4 page. Give you just a bit more room for your feet. You know, but quite often you need 2 or maybe more of those. So you can be here like this, absolutely fine. I want you to kind of feel as though your thighs are pressing against your elbows and your elbows are pressing against your thighs. Don't neglect your pelvic floor. So you might be up here nice and tall. You may be like this. That would be absolutely fine as well. Gaze into your fingertips. You may not need a block at all. So it goes to show that you can be, you know, lots of variations in each and every pose. Nothing is set in stone. Pelvic floor. We're going to release your hands to your mat. So if you're on a block, you just kind of slide that out of the way. We're going to bring the knees in a little and slowly lift a nice easy forward fold. Keep your knees deeply bent. Take a second to re-spread through the feet. Let's take hold of the forearms. Hang down over bent legs. Allow yourself a very soft sway or shimmy. Control your knees now. We're going to just change forearm. So the other one's in front or below. Just relax that head and neck. Placing our hands onto our thighs slowly does it as we begin to uncurl and come up. The head being the last thing to lift. Because we're at our own homes here, we can have a nice exhale. Get all that stale air out. You can do that in your own home, but you can't do it in public. Okay, now lift your mats. Bring your block with you. Step your legs about 1 meter apart. Know your meter. That's a good distance between those legs. It's about 3.5 feet. That's as far as should be the nearest person for your chest at the minute. Even further if you can. So the block is kind of close to the midline there. We're going to soften our knees. Lift up from our waist, spill forward and down and place the hands onto the block. Now the blocks can be flat, medium or tall. What I want you to do is just see, can you straighten your legs maybe? That might be too much. So you could do a bit of bending and straightening if you wanted. You might need that block taller, especially if you're working with any wee issues there. You might not need a block at all. You'll know that yourself. But what I want here is the neck to be long, so if you can straighten up through your legs, brilliant. You can hold on to the outer edge of the block to keep your shoulders a little bit broader. You can use 2 blocks. Now gaze down just to the block so the back of the neck is long. Keep the belly in, keep the thighs lifting. Lovely. Soften those knees, but grip with your feet now, really grip and slowly lifting yourself up to leave the block where it is in case you need it again. Take a second and you do a wee sway or shimmy. You can really feel that actually
The outer edge of the leg there too, you get a lovely outer ankle stretch. Warrior two. Wee bit more distance there if you can. Left toes, lift them up and turn them in slightly. Right toes up all the way around, check the foot is straight. Begin bending the knee. Nice fixed position, never let the knee overshoot, so it's okay if you don't go so far. Shoot yourself. Chest to centre facing this way, arms to shoulder level. Take a wee look out, check not too high, not too low. Sore shoulder, the hand could rest on your hip, remember. Relax those shoulders. Gaze out over your right. Press your feet, both feet, big toes, ball of the foot, the outer edge of that foot. Turn the right palm to face the sky, bring the right arm up, left hand go to back leg, lower back or buttock. Keep that back shoulder relaxed. You've lifted, drawn a lovely line up towards the sky. Some people can put a really beautiful back arch in here. It's completely down to the individual there. Don't throw the head back too far. Inhale tall, exhale, reach to the right, bend the right arm at the elbow, pop the forearm onto the thigh, sit a wee bit deeper now if you can, and then we'll just bring our top ribs, top shoulder back. You're facing this way. Remember, sore shoulder on the top arm there, the hand could stay on the hip. We're going to, if you can, sweep that left arm round across the front of the chest, the face, the gaze. Now, let's kind of work a little bit more here. Press our back heel down, extend your left fingertips forward. Should be a nice diagonal line get on there, hopefully. Feel that stretch across the hip, side waist, the ribs. Slowly we'll just dial the left hand back, push yourself up, turn your feet to face forward, level them off, just check them for a second. We'll do a wide forward fold again. Remember, use your block, you got a choice. So soften the knees, your bottoms relax, you lift from your waist, spilling forward and down. You can go to your block or blocks, you can choose the height of them, or you can go to the ground now. The two hands down, but shoulder width apart. Let's relax the head. You don't have to fully straighten your legs if it doesn't suit you. Remember, it's better to kind of take your time and find your spot, because it might be better to be with your hands on a block. Just depends what you're looking for. It's really nice to be able to relax the spine, the neck and the head. Soften the knees, come to fingertips or use the block. Use your feet, lift yourself up. Take a moment. Have a wee sway or shimmy there. Other side, right toes up and slightly, left toes up all the way around. Check the foot is straight. Begin bending that left knee. Nice fixed position there if you can. Chest to centre to face this way. Arms to shoulder level. The shoulders relax and glide down your back. Gaze out over your left. Control the knee, remember, don't let it fall in. Big toe, little toe. Ball of the foot, outer edge of the foot. Both legs, both feet. Pelvic floor. Turn the left palm to face the sky. Bring the left arm straight up as the right hand goes to back leg, buttock or lower back. But keep the shoulder behind relaxed. Draw a lovely line up towards the sky. You can create an arc or an arch if you wish. Inhale tall, exhale, reach into the left. We bend that left arm, popping the forearm onto the thigh. Right hand is to the hip here. Let's just bring the top ribs, top shoulder back. So the chest, the heart center is facing this way. Right arm, if you can, sweep it across the belly. Chest, the gaze, sit. Now, do a bit of work when we're here. Pressing the outer edge of your back heel to your mat. Being aware of the feet, both the feet. Feeling that stretch across the right hip, the waist, the ribs, even the armpit area. Fingertips extending. Slowly, right hand up and back to the hip. Use your left foot, inhale up. Exhale, feet facing forward. Take a moment, a wee wide forward to go yet. Sway or slim there if you wish. Remember, use your block if you prefer, if you need to. Got to think about what's better for me. And then just slide it out of the way. So, softness to the knees, a relaxedness to the butt, but you lift and fold. Spill down, hands down. Now everybody's different here. Don't feel you got to go any further. I take my legs just a tiny bit wider, but it's not about them being ridiculously wide. It's about the tilt in your pelvis. We're going to fold forward and down. Now your hands are shoulder width apart. If you're going further, use the block if you need to. Walk your hands back, so heels of hands are lined up roughly with heels of feet. Elbows are bent, pointing directly behind you. You lift your sit bones up. You relax your head and neck. You breathe. Just see what happens. Breathe. Now we're going to soften the knees a little bit. Walk the hands forward. Bring the feet in just like an inch or a couple of centimetres on each side. Soften the knees, but use your feet, and your legs will lift you up. You will toe heel, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. Okay, now keeping the feet slightly apart, maybe the distance of a fist or a bit more, depends on your own dimensions. Spread the toes in, step of the heels. Four corners of your feet, lift your shins, your thighs, your pelvic floor, your belly. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release and relax for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to inhale to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, relax for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift, pelvic floor, the whole lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, relax for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, when you're doing your pelvic floor exercises at home, you will do them for much longer than that and more frequently than that. Okay, hip width, toes out slightly, coming down into your frog, malasana. If you know yourself that it's not for you, come down to sitting in an easy cross-leg position for me. So toes is turning out. We're going to bend the knees, crack, crack. As you come down, you can pop your block behind your heels, but we're not going to be here for very long. So remember, if you need it to be high, it would be okay. Hugging yourself. Okay, and then very carefully, we just pop the block out of the way, release your bottom down to your mat. So, seated cobbler, Baddha Konasana. The 2 feet are together, the knees are out. Take a moment now just to kind of we rock from side to side. Look who's made an appearance there, hello baby. Hello, what go? You can sit on a cushion on a flat block, it's like an A4 page, or you might be happy like this. Now the feet are together, the hands are in the feet. You don't have to have the heels too close to the ground, you get to choose. Now you can Clasp the hands around the feet, sitting nice and tall. You can have the hands behind if you think that gives you a wee bit more kind of height and space at your lower back. We want to encourage the legs out and down. We're all different. Remember, any wee kind of tweaks in the back, always go for the softer option. Remember, we've come to class for several different reasons. But if you're working for with any injury at all, you want to come to class for relief. If you're working with an injury and you finish your class or you leave your class and thinking, I feel good, then that's the job done. No injuries. That's a different matter, of course. Just depends how you feel. I am working here, my legs are working, my belly is in, I'm lifting my pelvic floor. I'm going to ease off a little, take a second, have a wee kind of rock through my sit bones. I'm going to just go to an easy cross. I'm going to have my left heel in front of my groin. And take a moment. Remember, you can always place a sock, a skinny sock behind your knee to give you a wee bit of space. Now I want the right heel down, making that adjustment with my sit bones. Toes up. You can hold on to your big toe, first two fingers around the big toe, or you can hold on to the outer edge of the foot. I know there's lots of people just do not like to hold on to their feet. Let's get ourselves up to a halfway point and sit nice and tall. Now, if you're working with sore back here today, you'd probably be better maybe staying around here, just seeing what feels right. You can maybe take it to the halfway point. You might be able to slowly straighten the leg, we keep that breastbone lifting, so we'll bend the knee, and we'll maybe straighten the leg, we'll bend the knee, straighten the leg. So once you're holding it, keep this belly in and keep your lift, and let's try to keep those shoulders level and relaxed. Carefully, we'll bend the knee, release the foot down. We're going to change legs. So you want to take a moment there with the sit bones. Heel down, toes up. Remember, you could absolutely stay here if you wished. You wouldn't have to go any further. With my heel and toes up like that, my leg is still working. I'm lifting, I'm not collapsing or sinking into my lower back. So you don't have to go any further if you don't want to. If you can, first two fingers around big toe, hold on to the outer edge of the foot if you prefer. Get yourself to a halfway point, belly in, breastbone lifting, shoulders relaxed, stay in here absolutely if you need to, if you can. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, bend in the knee. Inhale, leg up. Just relax the shoulders. Keep the belly in. Keep the breastbone lifting. And the knee and lower down. Now I'm going to do two legs, but I am going to turn to face the sofa because we are going to allow ourselves a wee roll back. And if you're working with a sore neck, back, leg it out. You can even just go into lying down now, getting ready for a relaxation. We're almost there. So we're going to start in Baddha Konasana, your cobbler pose. If you can, you'll hook first two fingers around the big toes. Check your space, make sure you've got enough mat behind you for, we're going to let ourselves roll back. To hell with it, we'll just let ourselves roll back. So, we're going to lift the feet up a little bit, lift the breastbone, then begin to lift the feet up to halfway point, lift the breastbone, lifting the legs all the way up, perhaps not, lifting the breastbone. We're going to take those legs out wide now. Can't remember if I did this before or not. I would call this in my kids' class. This is where we turn a butterfly into a bat. Then we let it fly. So off you go. Bring your feet together. Come back up to your butterfly. You can always watch that because we'll do it a couple of times. So let's get the feet slightly lifted. Lift the belly. Halfway point. Lift the belly, lift the breastbone, sorry. Legs up and wide. Lift the breastbone. Off we go. And back. So you come back up like your cobbler, your butterfly. One more like that. Remember, you want to leave that out. You want a sneaky couple of mats underneath, really. When you're on a tile floor. So, lifting the feet. Halfway. All the way. Out wide. Ready for flight. Woo. Up. Now, we're bringing the knees together. We're going to lie ourselves down. I'm going to get my sweatshirt on. You might want a blanket, sorry. You might want a pair of socks. Stay for your relaxation if you can. So 2 hands behind as we carefully lower ourselves down.
Take a moment. So I'm going to keep my knees bent. I'm going to have the knees touching and take the feet wider. If you want a moment there to bring the knees in or anything, those are kind of boat variations almost, and they can be really tricky on the lower back. So you're allowed to give yourself a little massage with on your mat, while you're on your mat if you wish. Take time now to settle, to relax and let go. You can choose the position of your arms. Let's today have one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart. If that suits, if it doesn't suit you, change it. Breathing in for 4, out for 4 first. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just having a few ordinary or natural breaths. And we're going to increase that to 5. Remember, if 5 doesn't suit you, to change it, reduce it. Never force or strain it. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Begin to move your toes, your feet, your fingers, your hands. Bringing the feet together. Adjust the lower back. Draw the knees in. Placing the hands upon the knees. Just have whatever kind of movement feels right. 2 feet to your mat as you roll to your right side. Take your time pushing yourself up to sitting. Coming into an easy cross-legged position. Remember to always alternate your legs. So thanks for turning up. There's the links below to 2 classes Tuesday morning, Thursday morning. My number's on there if you're interested. You can give me a ring. We're doing pretty well numbers wise, but also the link to my PayPal is there if you're in a position to contribute. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you can't, don't worry, join in anyway. Namaste.